All right, who's ready to geek out on this Wednesday evening? It is Weather for Weather Geeks time, and even though the calendar says March, it says spring. There was definitely winter in the air for the first half of the day today. We mentioned last evening that you might see a couple of snow flurries. Well, we had some legitimate snow showers in parts of the region this morning, and this time lapse from our Canfield Fairgrounds camera shows the ground being whitened, and we even had a slushy half an inch to an inch in some spots around Canfield earlier on today, but of course, it didn't stick around for very long. It turned out to be a cool but nice afternoon across our area. And of course, we're into late March now. The sun is as strong now as it is during the middle of September. So, especially when temperatures are above freezing, you're just not going to see any sort of snow accumulation stick around for very long. At solar noon back in early January in the dead of winter, the sun only gets up to about 26 degrees above the horizon. And so it doesn't do much in the way of helping snow melt at all. But of course, in late March, our sun angle now is much, much higher, up to about 51 degrees. So even if you saw half an inch to an inch worth of snow for a brief time this morning, it is long gone by this time in the evening. Officially at the airport, we did not register any measurable snow today. Now, again, especially Mahoning County, Canfield, over to Boardman, over to Poland, over towards New Middletown. Some places did get a slushy half an inch to an inch or so not first thing this morning, but mid-morning today. But at the airport, nothing, with a high of 38 after 28 this morning. For the month, we're at 2.1 inches worth of snow at the airport. That should be the final number for the month of March. And right now, that stands at about 7.4 inches behind average. It's been a relatively paltry month in the snow department. And, again, it was a pretty cold winter, but we're certainly going to finish the season well behind the average in terms of our seasonal snowfall. The last of the flurries and snow showers have pivoted well out to our east, impacting the Finger Lakes in New York State, up into the higher terrain north of Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania. That is about it. I mentioned this last evening. The interesting weather is actually out west, and a rare severe thunderstorm watch has been issued from parts of the Portland area up towards Seattle, Washington, especially in Seattle. That is pretty rare stuff to be under a severe thunderstorm watch. It's also pretty rare to have a slight risk of severe weather outlined by the Storm Prediction Center for kind of the I-5 corridor here in the Pacific Northwest. This is just getting started. It's going to be a busy evening in Washington and Oregon, especially near the coast. I think there's going to be some big hailstones, and there's a tornado risk involved with this as well. But that's all in the west. For us, the story overnight will be the cold. We'll get off to a cold, frosty start Thursday morning. In Mahoning County, on average, we'll start around 24, 25. Some of the colder nooks and crannies could be 20, 21 tomorrow morning, especially in some of the cooler nooks and crannies up in Trumbull County, and kind of the valley locations out in through here. There's probably going to be some local car thermometers that read 18, 19, 20 degrees first thing tomorrow morning, but on average, we're talking mid-20s as Thursday gets underway. Same idea over in Mercer County, 23 to 25 on average, with some colder spots. And in the hillier terrain down in Columbiana County and some of the sheltered valleys, again, there's probably going to be some unofficial thermometers that read upper teens to around 20 first thing in the morning on Thursday. But even down here, it's going to be a real rapid warm-up on Thursday. We'll shake off that cold easily by lunchtime, heading into the 50s in the afternoon with a strengthening southwesterly wind. Now, there will be an increase in clouds in the afternoon. Some of the modeling even trying to spit out a quick shower or a sprinkle. We're going to maintain a dry forecast for now, but would I be totally shocked if someone had a couple of raindrops on the windshield heading home from work Thursday afternoon? I would not be shocked, no. Better chance for rain, though, on Friday as this warm front lifts off to the north. A lot of the shower activities probably weighted towards the afternoon on Friday, but the front will continue lifting off to the north and will be well into a warm sector that'll be more like May. We're going to start out Saturday near 60 degrees, probably conservatively lower 70s Saturday afternoon. I think this could be one of those overachieving spring days, too, especially if we get more intervals of sunshine than we're bargaining for. Could someone see 75, 76, 77 degrees Saturday? I wouldn't rule that out at this point, certainly. As far as rain chances Saturday, might there be a shower in the afternoon? Yes, but it's a low-end chance. This is going to be the better half of the weekend on Saturday. I say that because Sunday is likely to be a little more unsettled. We continue to monitor the severe weather risks for the second half of the weekend. Sunday, and perhaps especially Sunday evening and overnight, I think it'll be pretty busy in the Mid-South and maybe up towards the lower Ohio River Valley, the Mid-Ohio River Valley. Eastern Ohio, Western PA, I think Sunday afternoon is largely thunderstorm free. I'm focusing a little bit more on Sunday evening now, say between maybe 7 p.m. and midnight, something like that. If we're going to see a heavy storm that might bring some strong wind gusts, it would probably be towards the very end of the day. This is probably more of an evening kind of a threat, and I think the threat will be lower locally than it will be out here in the red area, from Cincinnati to Louisville to Nashville, heading down towards Birmingham, Alabama as well. There will be a cool down early next week, but only for a couple of days. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook, so basically this covers the middle of next week, towards the latter half of next week into that following weekend. It looks like an unsettled pattern. I think there will be several chances for rain and thunderstorms, but it will be warmer than average, it looks like. Beyond this period, beyond the 8 to 14 day outlook, I think there's some risk of some pretty chilly weather compared to the average during the middle of April. I'll be curious to see what the Climate Prediction Center weeks 3 and 4 outlooks look like when they issue those on Friday. I kind of suspect there may be some below average temperatures favored around the Great Lakes around the middle of April. In the meantime, thanks for watching on this Wednesday evening. Make it a great rest of your night and a great Thursday. I'll see you back here, same time, same place, Thursday evening.